Welcome to TechBrothersIT. In this video, we are going to learn about write function. We will be using write function to read the data from the data frame, and then we will be writing to the Parquet file that we would like to create in the blob storage. So PySpark write is used to save the data frame to the storage systems like blob storage, and you can have different formats such as CSV, Parquet, JSON, and etc. So here we are saving into the Parquet format. Now we will be using SAS token for our security, and then we have some information that I will show you right there. Okay, here is our sample data, and that has only full name, city, and country. Those are the columns for this sample data. We are creating this data frame df by saying spark.create data frame and then providing this sample data and the list of the columns for the newly created data frame that we are going to see by using a .show function, and it will show us all the records from that data frame. Now, as we would like to write to the blob storage, we need a storage account, and then we need a container. If you go back to my Azure portal, and here is my storage, and I have multiple storage accounts. Here is one of them that I'm using. So I copied this and pasted it there, and that's what you are seeing right there. Okay. Now here is my output container. So if I go further into the containers, and you are going to see multiple containers, and output is one container. Right now it is empty. There isn't anything right now there. So I provided the container name. For the SAS token, I created the SAS token right there. So I'm going to show you how I did. I went to the container level, then went to these three dots there, generate SAS token, and then I provided all the permissions, and depends if you want to restrict yourself, like, hey, I don't want to provide this, delete and all that. So maybe we are not deleting the files, so just don't give that, and but the rest of that will be needed. And then provide for how many days you want to give these permissions, and then generate SAS token. Then copy this SAS token, go back to your notebook, and just copy, remove this part and just paste it there. So here's your SAS token. Now we are doing some configure Spark with the SAS token. So these different values will be used for the configuration that we have right here. Here we are building our output path, and we are using container storage and blob.core.windows.net, and here's the folder in which the Parquet file will be created. Now remember that when we are going to create this Parquet file, it depends upon the number of partitions of your data frame. If your data frame has, let's say, 4 partitions, it's going to create those 4 files inside that folder. And when you read that, it will be read as a single kind of one file. So you will not know how many files are in that folder. But depending upon your partition, that's the number of the files it will create. It's not a disadvantage, just to let you know, because Spark work on parallel reading and writing. So there are different executor nodes. They can read different partitions, and that's great, and write different partitions as well to the blob storage. So if you have large size data frames, it's really good actually to just read and write in parallel to the different small partition files. Okay, so here if you don't want to do it, you want to write to single Parquet file, you can use coalesce, or you can create you can use the repartition function, and then maybe instead of 4 partition, do you divide into 2 or 3 or whatever you want to do it, you can do it. I will show you that example later once we are done. Right now we are just going to print the number of partitions, and I know that that's total 4, and then we are going to write, and it's going to create 4 Parquet file inside this folder. Now how you write it, you will say df.write. That's where our write function come in. And now what you will do here, you will say format Parquet and mode overwrite and save to output path that we just have defined right here. Now I'm reading it back as well. So df read, so data frame the underscore read equal to spark.read. So read from the this folder, and the format of the files is Parquet, and then I'm showing this data frame df underscore read by using show function. So if I go ahead and execute right now, what's going to happen is going to create the Parquet file in the blob storage, then read it back. So let's see what happened here. Okay, so it is telling us something is wrong. So let's see what is the problem. Let's expand this one. Okay, using this permission, this request is not authorized to perform this operation. Okay, so there is a it looks like permission issue. So what we are going to do, I'm going to expand the permission. So I think delete was also part of the permission. That's so I'm going to go ahead and generate this, and now I'm going to use new SAS token, and that should take care of it. Now see right there, no reject, and I'm going to just give more permissions for our operation. So now we should be good. Let's execute this again, and now we are going to take a look. So it is completed successfully, and now our file has been written there, and now this is the data frame we had. Then you see that partitions were 4, and then we read it back, and it is showing us all the data right there. So when it read all those sub parts of those Parquet files, and actually show us as a single output right there. Okay, let me show you how exactly it look on the blob storage side. So we go to output, and here is our people Parquet folder, and you see right there we have actually done a multiple time execution. That's why it did create actually all those. Okay, so if you see right there, and here these are the different Parquet files has been created. So if you further go and do this, so this has happened because we have done multiple execution, and it kept creating it. And in this case, if let's say if I will just delete this whole thing. Okay, how about we will create a new folder, so that will be more clean, and then you will see like what exactly I'm talking, how many files, because we ran multiple time, and that actually kind of mess up our thing. Okay, so we are creating a new people Parquet 1. So now if I execute, it's going to write to this folder. We will be able to see all those files there, and then it is reading back from that folder as well. So let me go back here, refresh. So here is our people Parquet 1, and you see that there are 4 files created, and that's what I was talking about, because now when we created these first time, it has 4 partitions, and that's why it created 4 files. Now if I will click here, you will see the data in pretty much all of them, and you can see that this is my name column coming here. If I go to the next, you can see probably and some other information. So you see that the country and other information is coming there. You have some other information in this one as well. So you see like New York and city and all that. Okay, so that's great. You see that the number of partition, depending on the number of partitions, we have those Parquet files created, and when we read it back, these all partitions will be read back and show us as one. Will be loaded to the data frame, and then we will see them as together. So we don't have to specify like read part 1, part 2, part 3 and all that. Okay, now if I want to write to single partition, so I'm going to go ahead and say single part. I'm going to change to this one too, and here instead of say like, guess what, I'm going to use coalesce 1. So if I will use this right here, and what's going to happen, we will go ahead, and now it's going to write to the folder called people Parquet 2, and now all those 4 partitions are merged into one, and then they're written into the single Parquet. Now here if I go back, and let me go back here in containers, go back here, and this is Parquet 2, and you see that now this is only single file. And I don't think so. There's like you really need it, you know, because you want to have a parallel reading and writing. So you know, whatever the partitions are there, that's fine, because you are not going to go in this here and copy the data from here, you know, at all. So you will be using Spark to read the files and all that. So if there are more, so they're reading parallel, executors are reading it parallel, so that's fine for you. Now anyways, these files, this tells you it's a successful write, and these are just the internal files. So you really, there is not much we can do with these. We don't have to worry about these one. Now if I want to do, let's say 2 partition and instead of 4, so I can do that by repartition. So instead of coalesce, I will use the repartition, and then here I will say number 2, and now there are 2 partitions, and then they will be written. So I'm going to go actually and create another folder called Parquet 3. Now if I execute, it's completed successfully. We go back to the output folder, and here is our people Parquet 3, and you see that now we have 2 files here, 1 and 2. So if you open, you will see the data in those. So depending upon your situation, you can repartition the depending on your need, or you can do a single partition or just leave as is, and it will create the Parquet files, and then when you read back, it's gonna read all these parts and then show you in your data frame. I thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in next video, and I will put this script in the description so you can test and play with it.